Hey there, and welcome back to Malamec Art. My name is Mikki, and today I'm kind of working on a project. Well, this is a voiceover, it's not today, but in this particular time lapse, I was working on kind of, I wanted to get this guy right. I had done a portrait of him before, and I really didn't like the way it came out. The neck was kind of at an angle I didn't like, and I wanted to get that neck angle correctly. So a little bit more subtle, a little bit more sass, and I wanted it darker. Like I need to work on my shadow highlights and shadows. With the watercolor, it's really hard, and with oil, it's so much easier because you can put them in at any time. But with watercolor, it's a timing issue. So what I'm doing right now is isolating the figure with a dark background, and then that'll determine the tone of the image and which depth I need to meet. So I kind of like putting a base mass tone in first. I'm trying to do little highlights around the lights right now. Yeah, so whenever I start a project, I really try to get all the mass tone in order to sculpt the image afterward. And I'm trying to, at the same time, trying to figure out where the highlights go. And when I started watercolors, I just figured you could like draw with watercolor. And it worked for a little while, but there's just a lot to consider with watercolor. You gotta consider the paints that you're using. You're gonna consider the paper that you're using. Speaking of which, this paper's taped down to a piece of plastic underneath the sheet of paper. So this kind of keeps the paper rigid. It's the let's see, it's the Canson, I think it's the cheaper Canson paper, because it's all an experiment, and I always do my best work on the cheapest paper. And when I get my expensive paper out, it always ends up going in the trash. But, well, that's not always true, but that's how I feel. So, it's been a journey. I've, like, really worked on my confidence level with art, and it's taken me like a couple of years, and it's frustrating, but since this is not my first income, I can afford to spend more time honing my techniques. Yeah, so I have a lot of projects on my tables. I don't have a agenda book or anything, but I'm working on some things that are also online. I manage not manage, but I had in 2012, I think it was 2012, I created an online page on Facebook for introverts, because I'm extremely introverted. I enjoy my alone time, and I don't want to feel guilty about it because it's just who I am. And so there was this frustration I had that people were, expected to be people who, I look like someone that people can go up to and talk to, and people do it all the time. Like, I go out and I shop and I do groceries, and people are asking me, like, they'll just start talking to me, and I'm like, oh, okay. I try to be as polite as I can and joyful and helpful and whatever. But I guess I just have one of those approachable looks about me. And I'm really not. I am, but I just get a little frustrated with that way I look, because I'm just so a private person, and I enjoy my alone time, and that's how I recharge. I spend almost like dangerous amounts of time alone, and it's all part of conditioning in life and part of who you are, and sometimes it's a lot of both, you know, that people just need some time alone to figure things out. So I worked with another artist called Raina, but her website is illustrana.com, and she helped me figure out some designs I could use for that page to revamp my online store. So this journey has really taken me different places, and I'm really glad that even though I'm an introvert, I'm immersing myself online, and I'm creating friendships and branching out, and it's really cool, you know, that it's on my terms, kind of, you know, that I don't have a lot of expectation to meet someone because I'm, you know, online and everybody's far away. So it's good and it's bad, you know. There are quite a few people I'd love to meet, but it would take like it would take a lot for me to just get out and be social and go, you know, meet someone for coffee, because it's just, for me, if I want to spend time, oh, I missed the tats there. The tats were really tough to do, but they came out okay. For me, I'd rather just paint and I'd rather do my stuff, you know. I'm past 40 now, so I have all this time, and I'm enjoying being an artist again, you know, after putting my importance into my career and kids. Now it's time for me and time to enjoy stuff that I like to do. So this is always the fun part, taking off the tape. It's just, but it was such a struggle because that piece of plastic on the back I couldn't wrangle it off. But it came out okay, you know. I really like that I'm working in darker colors. And this is compared to the original photo of the dude. Like, if I was a dude, I want to look like that, you know? Rugged and kind of quiet. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for joining me. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.